Tonight on Inside Story, the ultimate celebrity.
Glamorous, there'd be limos. I just lapped it up.
22, 23, it was a dream come true.
Who tossed away their fame and fortune.
I said to Bess, I think we should give everything we own in the world away and see what happens.
She said, are you guys crazy? I thought, oh my God, maybe we are.
Fun and games in a camper van.
Go in, we got space.
No.
With Bessie, Jeff and Bluebell too.
Flower for you.
Living this is a dream. It's never boring.
We get to have so much fun. We get to see all around the world. Everywhere.
On the road to happiness. Hello, I'm Layla McKinnon. Welcome to Inside Story. They were everywhere. Anywhere there was a camera. And Bessie Bardot and Jeff Barker loved every minute of it. She was the model who had her own business at 22. He was the ex-TV gladiator with a driving ambition to be someone. Then, suddenly, they disappeared completely. Naturally, they took a camera with them.
We're in the van before we drive to do an event because we go, Mommy ready? Yes. Daddy ready? Yes. Luli ready? Yes. Let's go. And then we start driving.
Living this is a dream, in the best sense of the word. It keeps changing and evolving. It's never boring, never dull, and not knowing what's coming next is the best bit. Hi, I'm Bessie.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Bluebell, and this is our story. My name is Bluebell, and I am 6. My name is an English flower, and my dad named me that because it was his favourite flower. My mom's from Australia, and I was born in Australia. My dad's a writer, and he's writing about Lady Gaga.
I'd like to think I was known for being a young businesswoman who was a bit strong and gutsy with my career choices. But I think also being known as someone a bit glamorous on the social set.
I was commando in Gladiators. That was quite the experience. It gave me that taste of everything that I had ever wanted out of the media, TV, fame world. I would say we were living as authentically as we knew how at the time. But there's that little niggling voice going, this isn't it. There's more joy, there's more everything. We just wanted more. We knew there was more and we wanted it. So Bessie and I have always just said, life is an adventure, let's have one together. So this is the main entrance to the place that we have been given access to, and we're... Let me just do that bit again. When you get out there and you do it, wow, there's a sense of joy and connectedness and purpose. So yeah, on our journeys, we have a lot of fun.
Hi, possums. Do you want to go in? We got space.
No.
We get to have so much fun, and we get to see all around the world. I want to go everywhere.
With all the travel Bluebell's done, she's been to 8 countries and she's only just turned 6.
It's amazing because you're free. You feel so free.
Well, I grew up half between Byron Bay in a little hippie commune and the rest of my time on Sydney's North Shore.
I grew up in a little fishing village called Newton Ferrers in South Devon. It was sort of an idyllic little place.
My parents really wanted me to go to a certain type of school. Actually, it was a Christian school that they wanted me to go to. And hippie to Christian is a huge contrast. And actually it caused kind of problems for me with where I felt that I fitted.
I had big plans. I wanted to be hugely famous. I wanted to be hugely rich. You ask any young guy, they want to be all those things. And they want to be known, they want to be respected, they want to be wealthy.
I wasn't ambitious girl at all. And I still don't think of myself as ambitious, but in a good way. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just kind of enjoy wherever I am in life.
When I first met Bessie, I actually said, "Do you want to be famous?" And she said, "Sure." It wasn't like, yeah, it was like, oh yeah.
For Jeff and Bessie, for a good few years, they were there. They were part of that circle, they were part of that scene, and they were attending the functions and going to the parties.
We were invited to all the best parties. We'd go to this opening and that opening, this function, that function. We'd get to meet some amazing people. It would be glamorous, there'd be limos. I mean, I just lapped it up.
Money, money, money. Bessie Bardo and former gladiator Jeff Barker run Bardo's Bodies, a modelling agency with a difference.
You watch TV for half an hour and you'll see 20 examples where a body model could have been used, and of course that's the sort of work we're getting. Image was everything. The whole of your life is wrapped up in image and how you're perceived.
We've got our guest judges ready. Please welcome author and social commentator Bessie Bardo.
Bessie and I got jobs by having an image that other people could use for whatever purposes, promotion, an advertising campaign, a TV show, a media, whatever. So every photo taken of us was a resume.
If you haven't heard of Bessie Bardo and her husband Jeff Barker yet, it isn't through lack of trying on their part. They want fame.
If you didn't know Bessie, you'd think she was just a pretty face and she's a model. But if you knew her, she was always smart. She obviously had a business nous behind the looks, or in addition to the looks.
So the site's been running for coming up to a year, and lately it's actually been getting a lot of hits.
I wonder why.
Being a businesswoman, owning my own company at 22, 23, it was a dream come true.
They were some of the best days of my life, I must say. That was, because I like business, I enjoyed running a business. It was like flying, it was glamorous, it was fun. We were in a penthouse suite overlooking the harbour bridge. We had all the parties to go to still, and we were doing something.
Like a beautiful painting, when it's there, it should be hung on a wall so everyone can see. That's what
If you've got it, flaunt it.
Exactly.
In public, it all seemed so glamorous, a life full of fun and bubbly. In private, though, it was a different story, a familiar one of fame turned sour. For Jeff, too much booze, too many hangovers, with Bessie stoically standing by the unhappy man she loved.
Cute, trying to bring a bit of Australia home. They've got their little harbour bridge and harbour over here. Jeff's really helped me out throughout my life, actually, to bring me out of my shell. I have a natural tendency to be quiet and shy. Without him, I never would have done any TV, any radio. I never would have jumped out of a plane, been to Iraq.
Because she has that side to her that is, I wonder what that might be like. She would do it, and she would do a great job.
You can have fun on the side together, but still build a life together. I like that.
That's the idea.
That's a nice thought.
On the outside, Jeff looked like everything was fantastic and it was all smiley and bubbly, but, I've known him a long time and I actually knew he was depressed because he wasn't finding the answers he thought he needed in life. He used to drown a lot of that in alcohol and whatever.
You have an expectation that your life should be this or it should be that. When you get to 30 and you go, wait a second, 35, this isn't how it's supposed to be, and I don't know how to make it the way I believe it's supposed to be, you can get depressed.
Jeff's life, his adult life, has been absolutely dedicated to searching, and he's been drinking all night, and he's an absolute heap on the floor, just devastated that he can't seem to find or understand the answers or the point of life.
I think if it wasn't for Bessie, Jeff might not be here, in all honesty. She's an incredible, incredible lady.
Bessie was a rock through the whole thing. She was never phased, she never nagged once, despite the fact I drank too much and I did a lot of things too much.
Usually He'd had half a bottle of vodka, a whole bottle of vodka. He'd be watching, you know, marathons on the Discovery Channel.
I was watching Bear Grylls on TV, and I went, wait a second, why am I sitting on this couch miserable when he's out doing what he loves? It suddenly struck me, I need to strip down. I need to strip everything back from my life and reboot and start again. I broached the subject just by saying, literally, Bess, I think we should give everything we own in the world away and see what happens. First time she said, no, don't be silly. And I said, no, I'm serious. And then the next time she came back, she said, yeah, let's do it, sounds great.
I knew that he really needed to make a change, and I adore my husband. So I said yes.
You know, again, how many ways do I love this girl?
It changed me forever.
Thank you very much.
To have Bluebell. She's completes me and makes me a better person. When she was born, I realised my life was never going to be the same again, but in a delicious way. Hi, I'm Bessie.
And I'm Jeff.
And welcome to our life change experiment.
Yes, and the big giveaway. Basically, we're giving away everything we own.
Furniture, clothing, shoes,
computers,
laptops,
knives and forks and plates and
everything but the kitchen sink.
Which we would have given you if we could have got it out of the kitchen.
A lovely lady has just come over to take Bluebell for a walk so that we can get through some of these 40,000 emails. And she said, are you guys crazy? And people say that all the time, but she was here and it was in my face and I thought, oh my God, maybe we are.
That was kind of the opening of my heart in some way. I wasn't much of a crier. I was pretty strong, pretty independent.
It's just scary, me being a planner. I don't have anything planned. But I'm making eggs, so at least I've got something to do.
Because to me, it's the first time the nut was cracked for me, where it was like, okay, this is going to get interesting.
It's 5 a.m. and Lily's just woken up and we're leaving today.
We don't know where we're going still. We don't know what we're going to do when we get there. But it seems really okay. I'm not in the slightest bit stressed.
I just fell off the back. Living in the van is kind of addictive. Jeff kept turning to me and saying, are you sure you still want to do this? And I'd say, yeah, this is great.
Look at that.
Just the ability to be anywhere, you open the back doors and you have $1 million ocean view. And then when you feel like something different, you drive your house away. I loved it.
Oh, we have met some fascinating, weird, wild, and wonderful characters along the way.
I just class myself as a witch.
And each one has added to our journey and to our life.
Green witches are closer to nature, there's kitchen witches, head witches, they're all different.
If you stop your judgment of who you think they are or what you think they know or the fact that what they said 10 minutes ago was a complete load of rubbish, doesn't matter. What are they saying now and how can that connect with you?
So what I do, I look after the health of prisoners.
Don't ever be afraid of life. There's lots of wonderful things waiting out there for you.
I remember naked gardening. I think that is burned in my memory.
I just saw your tattoo. Can I have a look at your tattoo? Oh, it's really nice. I've got to get one too.
Someone who heard us on the radio came up and said, you've got to come to our eco farm. What she didn't tell us until we got there was that it was a nude eco farm. But, you know, the background that we'd had, it's not like we had a problem with it. It's definitely a visual image that's going to be stuck there for a while.
If you can't beat them, join them, I say.
It's certainly been a long and winding road to happiness. For 6 years, Bessie and Jeff trekked across Australia, then Europe and America. Bluebell was only 6 months old when they set out, so it's the only life she's ever known.
What I loved about the zoo birthday party, it was low-maintenance fun. Everybody could relax and enjoy themselves.
Happy birthday, dear Bluebell.
It wasn't the perfect day in that a lot of the animals were sleeping and the lion would not turn around. She didn't even notice. She was having a ball with her best friend Ava, and it's kind of it epitomises everything we've taught her, that she's low maintenance, she's got low expectations and doesn't insist on things being perfect and all about her, and I love that about her.
There was turtles, but we couldn't see them. And there was also spider, but we couldn't see him either. Frogs, we couldn't see either. But there was monkeys. If he could escape, one of them was black, and he looked strong. We named him Talented. And he was very talented. Remember, it's got these little stripes. And if we seen a skunk, which we didn't, but if we did, we would call it Stinky. Stinky? Yeah, that would be a great name for a skunk. Because they stink when they get scared sometimes.
Bluebell is the pride of my life. She is incredibly pure of heart and sweet and innocent and gentle and kind and brave, all the things that I wish I was when I was little. So I love looking at her every day and watching her and learning from her.
Good, E. And Y.
Bluebell's schooling was something we weren't sure about.
How many is in there? 10. Great, so you write 10.
I found this hybrid, which is kind of like a school by correspondence.
19, good girl. You wrote a lovely 19 for me there.
She is actually the top of her class. I'm very proud of her. She's doing brilliantly with school.
Don't eat this one. We are trying to save it for our cookie crumb.
We made sure that she wasn't around things that were too advanced for her young years, but still making her feel comfortable and competent as a little adult, that she could do things for herself. It's a mixture between lots of love and kindness, but not overtaking her as a person.
Bluebell is, she's kind of special. We watched parents feed their children's minds as carelessly as taking them to junk food outlets every day.
Who's winning?
Me.
I just decided I didn't want to feed her mind with frenetic, crazy, meaningless information, cartoons and that sort of thing. All right, check.
The Queen?
No, check on your king.
Ah. Any movie with any animal talking, you should not watch that because it makes your brain shrink. What I mean by brain shrink, I mean everything that you know that's right will fall out of your head and you think about bad things and be not very nice and yeah.
People go, oh, where do you go to the loo? Where do you wash? Well, wait a second. The world is our house. So the world is my lounge room and my bathroom. So it's like you'll see a little babbling brook. Oh, there's the shower for tonight. Let's jump in that. Lemon freezing, and Bluebell, who thought it was a good idea in the beginning, didn't think it's such a good idea. Was that fun? Did you feel adventurous?
After 10 minutes of numb, I felt alive. And I guess that's kind of how we live our life. Just dive in, come out feeling better, even if it hurts. As we were journeying around, I found out my brother, at only 38, had bowel cancer, and it was accelerating really, really fast. So I rushed back to spend some time with him, and I remember being in tears and just saying, James, I'm so sorry that I haven't been here for you. And he said, I'll never forget, he looked me in the eyes and he said, Bess, you're living. If I hadn't been fearful all those years ago, I would still be living in the future too. It's only my fear that's been holding me back, and you're getting out there, you're taking your beautiful daughter and you just live.
We go what I call we go by flow. This comes down to a practical way of living. We are open to life. Life shows up. If we feel passionate about something, we'll move forward into it. If we feel inspired by something, we'll move forward into it.
It's pretty big. First it was wild dogs and now T-Rexes.
We can end up in houses, we can end up house sitting, we can end up in barns, we can end up in buses, we can end up in tents, in yurts, we've lived pretty much everywhere, and we love it like that because every day is like an adventure. Sure, there's no white bits. People always ask us, what do we do to make money? And I like to answer very simply, we add value. And that can take any form you imagine. It could be painting a fence, it could be tidying a house, it could be helping set up a business, it could be grooming a horse, it could be looking after a baby.
Awesome, good job.
Are they dinosaur Rex?
No.
Hey, darling, this is where we're going to stay tonight.
Okay.
Unstrapped.
We are a good team. Bluebell, Jeff and I, we just all have the same spirit. You know, we all love adventure, we all love fun, and I don't think either of us particularly wants to stop. But if one day we decided, hey, this is kind of a nice patch of grass, maybe we could have a home here, I'm sure all of us would feel the same way at the same time.
It started as a bit of an experiment, but ended as a way of life. And according to Jeff, the search for happiness not only succeeded, it saved his marriage too.
There are no words to describe when you get to the place in your life when you're not struggling anymore. You know, people, fulfillment, happiness, peace, these are all words we put on an indescribable place that we sit.
There's a goji berry farm in New Mexico, and I don't regret anything that I ever did. I love the memories, but I just feel really different now. Maybe it's becoming a mum, maybe it's turning 40, but I feel like a better version, I think. A lot less worried about what people think and a lot more relaxed.
Bluebell, do you fancy looking after some horses for a while?
Definitely.
From my perspective, it saved me as a person. And in that, it saved our marriage. I was able to become the person I could be, and therefore Bessie was able to have the husband she should have.
The experiment definitely saved our marriage, not because it would have fallen apart without it, but because I finally have a husband who is happy and who is a wonderful partner to be around. The rest of the time, I was always going to stick by him. I love him. He's my heart and my soul, my everything. So that was never going to be a question.
Am I in the best place I've ever been? I never even came close to this ever before.
A flower for you.
I guess I want to say I wish I had known how to be in this place 20 years ago, but it was the journey that allowed it to happen. And so I'm grateful for the journey. Absolutely the best place I've ever been in my life.
I don't know where I would be without having my daughter, and I also don't know where I'd be, honestly, without Jeff coming up with that crazy idea. Because until then I was holding on to my life and things that I'd done for dear life, and I wasn't letting anything in.
The fear that's stopping you doing it is the very fear you need to go through to change all the rest of your life. So all I can say is step out. Don't necessarily give it all away, but just step out and step down, go to your heart. Stop listening to this crap. Didn't get you anywhere in the first place, did it? I mean, seriously.